On the Record is investigating Hillary Clinton's server scandal. And now to the technical side of that private email server. How does a server work? And if Secretary Clinton deleted emails from that server, are those emails really gone forever, or can they be recovered? Cybersecurity expert Morgan Wright joins us. Good evening, Morgan. And Morgan, you previously brought a server here and showed me what a server is, but you investigate this stuff all the time. So if you were going to investigate to find out, whether those emails could be recovered, tell me what you do.
Well, first thing to do is that hard drive that's the holy grail. You have to be very careful in the handling of it. You make an exact copy of everything that's on the hard drive, things you can see if you booted it up, and things you can't see, all the deleted files, the entire hard drive from the beginning to the very end. That becomes what the FBI is working on now. And then what they do is they go through a very rigorous process of a preliminary analysis. They start looking for things. They start undeleting files. And then they start doing things like keyword searches. And then because there's also damage assessment going on, Greta, the important thing here, it's not just a criminal investigation. When we start talking damage assessment, we're looking at impacts from the intelligence community. Now they're looking for evidence of compromise. Are there things called rootkits, things that give you God access? I mean, you're God on those machines. You have access to everything. So they're going to be looking for all of those things when they go through that server.
All right. If I were going to delete emails, and she said that she deleted about 30,000 private emails, I would do the sort of the laborious task of highlighting and deleting, which is a very sort of unsophisticated way. I take it there are more sophisticated ways to delete it. Is there a way to permanently delete it? And how do you find someone to do that? Who would be the one to do that?
A little bit of research, you can find ways and methodologies to permanently, to the extent possible, erase things. And it's really a matter of how destructive do you want to be. If you simply do what's called a format of a drive, a high-level format, which just allows you then to write other things to it, a lot of that information is there. But the more destructive things you do to it, we call them low-level formats, or where you overwrite. In other words, like think of putting paint on a wall. I put one coat on, then I put two coats, then I put three coats. By the time you get to 7 to 8 coats, it's very difficult to tell what the original color was. And that's the overwiping. If somebody truly did that, it becomes near impossible to recover the data. But again, I think with what we're hearing from Catherine Herridge and the earlier reporting, it sounds like the FBI, not only do they have their A team, but there's a lot of good probability that they will recover a lot of data, because this wasn't done by security experts. This was done by people who just stood up an email server.
All right. If I were going to do that, you say there are places on the internet where I can learn how to do this, how to reformat. Chances are, if I'm not particularly sophisticated, I'm going to hire someone to do that. So there might be someone out there. Who would I hire? I mean, what kind of person would be out there? Because I figure if someone was hired, that person, we'd want to talk to that person.
Absolutely, and the FBI will be looking for that. Look, you would just hire, you could probably find, if you found a good IT person that understood how to really reformat things, and if you wanted to make things go away, make them go away, a.k.a. Tony Soprano type things, there are people out there that can do this. It's not that tough to do it, but you have to understand it's not just one process. It's probably 3 or 4 to completely erase that hard drive. So they would actually have to ask and find some people. There are people who can set up and run computers, but there are people who really then understand the inner workings of those hard drives and know how to erase that. That's the kind of person that they're going to be looking for. It's not necessarily a special set of skills, but somebody who's got the knowledge and the software to be able to accomplish that.
So the question is, Hillary Clinton is who's had access to your computer? Who have you ever talked to on your computer? Who is it? Right. That, who's been to the house? Anyway, Morgan, thank you.